The Valerian Empire had ruled the galaxy for 3,000 years. Their ships moved through dimensions we couldn't perceive. Their weapons harvested energy from dying stars. When they discovered Earth, humanity was still launching chemical rockets and arguing about whether climate change was real. We were supposed to be conquered in an afternoon. Commander Thelzura stood on the bridge of the Infinite Dominion, watching Earth's pathetic defense fleet scramble into formation. 73 primitive vessels armed with kinetic weapons and crude missiles. It would have been amusing if it weren't so tragic. "Begin the harvest," she commanded. The first Valerian dreadnought phased into Earth's orbit, its reality-shearing weapons priming. The plan was simple: disable their infrastructure, subjugate their governments, add another species to the Empire's collection of client races. Then humanity did something the Valorians never expected. They adapted. Within hours of the first strike, human engineers had reverse-engineered enough Valerian tech from debris to understand its basic principles. Not perfectly, their understanding was crude, duct-taped, insane by Valerian standards. But it worked. A human destroyer jury-rigged a phase drive using car batteries, fiber optic cables, and what their crew called aggressive optimism. It shouldn't have functioned. The mathematics were wrong. The power source was laughable. But somehow, impossibly, the ship flickered out of normal space and reappeared behind Valerian lines. "Ow!" Thelzura whispered as alarm screamed across her bridge. The answer was simple and terrifying. Humans didn't know what was impossible. While the Valorians had spent millennia perfecting their technology according to rigid scientific principles, humanity had spent centuries learning to improvise, to make do, to create solutions from scraps and desperation. They didn't wait for peer review. They didn't need 3 centuries of safety testing. They just tried things. A teenager in Mumbai built a functional shield generator using Valerian power cells and microwave components. It protected half the city. Engineers in Detroit weaponized dimensional phase technology by strapping it to modified railguns. A team in Lagos created a virus that infected Valerian AI systems because they noticed the aliens used binary code, just like humans, but with 127 digits instead of 2. "They're using our own technology against us," Thelzura's tactical officer reported, his voice hollow with disbelief. "But they've modified it, corrupted it, made it wrong, and somehow it's working better." The Valerian Empire fought with precision, with established doctrine, with protocols refined over millennia. Humanity fought with creativity, chaos, and an apparently limitless supply of bad ideas that somehow succeeded through sheer audacity. When Valerian ships needed repairs, they returned to orbital dockyards for proper maintenance. When human ships were damaged, their crews patched them with whatever was available and kept fighting. One vessel continued operating for 3 days after losing 70% of its systems, held together by welding, wire, and what the crew cheerfully called spite. The Empire's advantage dissolved like morning frost. They had better technology, but humans were better at using technology. Every Valerian advancement was met with a dozen human variations, crude, unstable, impossible variations that violated every principle of proper engineering. 3 months after the invasion began, the Infinite Dominion retreated, not because they were defeated militarily, but because Thelzura finally understood the truth. You couldn't conquer a species that treated the laws of physics as friendly suggestions. You couldn't subjugate people who saw impossible odds as interesting challenges. You couldn't defeat engineers who responded to alien superweapons by asking, "But what if we made it worse on purpose?" The Valerian Empire returned to their territory and marked Earth system with a warning beacon. Dangerous, creative species. Approach with extreme caution. Humanity never stopped watching the stars.